In 4.4, we're going to look at adding and subtracting polynomials. And so we're going to look at adding the opposite when we're working with subtraction, just like we've done in the past. And with adding, it's simply going to be combining like terms. So to find the additive inverse of a polynomial, change the sign of every term. To subtract polynomials, add the opposite of the polynomial being subtracted. So let's look at a few examples. So here, let's just look at the top one, number 3. 2x minus 7 plus negative 3x plus 2. When you're working with polynomials in addition, it really is just combining like terms. So I see a 2x and a minus 3x. And I see a minus 7 and a plus 2. So the 2x and minus 3x gets me negative 1x or negative x. And the minus 7 plus the positive 2 would give me a negative 5. And that would be my final answer. Again, when you're adding, it's just combining like terms. So let's look at another problem. Number 4, we have a 2-term, so a binomial, plus a 3-term, a trinomial. Again, it's still combining like terms. You want to get in the habit of writing your answers in descending order, so always look for the largest exponent first. So I see that it's 2x squared. Now, that's the only squared term, so that's just going to be part of my answer. Now, I do have multiple x terms. I have a minus x and a plus 1/3 x. So a minus 1 plus 1/3 would be a negative 2/3. So minus 2/3 x. And then I have a plus 5 and a minus 10, which would be minus 5. So there's my final answer on that one. So sometimes you have terms you can combine, sometimes you don't. Here's another one. So it looks like we have a lot of terms on here, but again, just look for your like terms and start in descending order, so look for your highest exponent. So I see a minus 9x cubed and a plus 9x cubed. Well, that's easy. Those zero out, and so we don't need to put anything because 0x cubed is just 0. So yeah, those are gone. Now look at my squareds. I have a plus 8x squared and a minus 8x squared. Same scenario. A positive 8, a minus 8. We're adding those together. That gets a 0, so those cancel each other out. Now let's look at our x terms. I have plus 3x minus 9x. So that would give me a minus 6x. And then finally, I have a 7 and a 3, which adds up to be 10. So final answer is negative 6x plus 10. Now we're starting to move into subtraction. So to get us started, we're just going to practice writing the opposite of terms. So here I have a negative 10y. Remember that when you have a negative like that, it's really adding the opposite. So simplified, it would be a positive 10y. On the problem down here at the bottom, if I'm going to, the negative on the outside indicates opposite, or if I want to distribute the negative throughout, we add the opposite. So it would be add and the opposite of all the signs that you see on the inside. Or you're distributing that minus sign throughout, however you want to think of it. So that's going to get us a positive a squared plus 4a minus 5/2. And that would be our simplified answer. So now if we use this idea when we're subtracting polynomials, it makes combining like terms a lot easier, because you can't combine like terms with subtraction, but you can in addition. So if I were to see the problem number 17, I would go through and rewrite it as an addition problem. So I would add, oops, let's see if I can get a better one in there, add the opposite. So that gets me a negative, and a negative, and a plus. Now I can combine my like terms. So I don't have anything to combine with the squared term, so it just stays negative x squared. I have a minus 2x, and that's a minus 5x, so that's minus 7x. And then I have a minus 3 and a plus 5, which gives me plus 2. And that would be my final answer. Let's skip down here to the bottom. I'm going to add the opposite, add, and then change all my signs. Notice the first polynomial stays the same. We don't do anything to it. I have an 8x to the fourth and nothing to combine it with. I have a 2x cubed and a minus 7x cubed, which is a minus 5x cubed. I have a squared, but nothing to combine it with, so that's plus x squared. And then I have a, looks like a minus 5 and a plus 1, so it's going to be minus 4. And that would be my final answer.